Hello everybody, welcome to the ZLGNF channel. My name is Zeh, and today I wanted to gush about Better Call Saul. Not something that I usually do, to be honest. I've talked about it in a couple of streams here and there, but yeah, I really like the show. I don't know, never really felt too comfortable making videos about it. I feel like the show is a little too smart for someone like an idiot that I am. I don't know. I feel like I just want to talk about how much I like this, okay? So, I don't know if you know this. Maybe don't watch it. But this show it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good show. And the final season, the second half of the final season just finally started. There's two episodes in, and I just immediately, this is just the best show ever. You know, it's just the best show ever. I don't know what to tell you here. It's just such a high quality show. So I'm just gonna be talking about a couple of episodes that aired right now, and obviously there's gonna be spoilers. So if you're from somehow watching this video and you don't want to be spoiled, get out of here. Okay, so this show's a masterpiece. Maybe I hasn't finished yet, but I you know, there's only one person that I can trust in this world, and it's fucking Vince Gilligan. Okay, I'm not gonna trust Sonic Team. Okay, after they just fucked up Sonic Origins. Okay, I'm cautiously optimistic with Sonic Frontiers, by the way. But yeah, guys, come on, you know. The manga readers from Attack on Titan are telling me to not trust Isayama, apparently, so, you know. I can trust anything. Only Vince Gilligan and this show. And right now, I'm in love, okay? I'm in love, okay? Which is funny because some people are not in love anymore in the show, but, you know, listen, let's go by episode. So, first episode of this half, okay? It's actually episode 8. Point and shoot. Okay, so, after the mid-season finale, which was ending in such a shocking way with Howard being killed by Lalo in Kim and Jimmy's apartment. Such an insane cliffhanger, and really how the two plot lines come together in such a violent and cruel way is fucking brilliant, right? Now, if you told me during this month of a break, I think it was a month, something like that, but during that time, if you told me that Lalo was just, the Lalo storyline would conclude like in just one episode, I would believe you. I'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? Like, they dragged the Howard storyline for fucking 7 episodes. But as you're watching that episode, point and shoot, that reality really closes in on you pretty fast, at least to me. The moment Lalo tells Kim and Jimmy to fucking kill Gus in an hour, that's when I'm just like, okay, how the fuck can you even drag this storyline for more episodes? Like, the pacing was just ridiculous. Kill Gus in an hour. In my mind, I was coming up with like, oh, he's gonna make them go to the cleaning thing and take photos or whatever. Just come up with ridiculous plans. Turns out that is I'm gonna turn the AC a little bit. I'm just it's summer's like fucking killing me. That's why I'm not recording videos too. I might record stuff in the living room, honestly, but go back to this. Yeah, like, that was just insane. How the pacing was just like immediately just go. And then you had Jimmy reference Breaking Bad when it wasn't me, it was Ignacio, right? Like, all right, we're doing the cute references. We're ending. We're really wrapping up everything. And wrap up we did, because the moment Lalo goes to Lavanderia Brillante, that was fucking game over for him, you know? Like, you're just waiting for Gus to go there to grab the gun. Thank God Gus just, you know, read the script or just had premonitions or whatever, like, because they had a whole episode building up for him to put that gun in that one specific location, and you know, it's Chekhov's gun. Like, it's set up, it's there, it's gonna be used, and it was fucking used, and Lalo died. This whole episode, that whole scene is basically what the show is, right? We know the ending, you know, if you've seen Breaking Bad, and even if you haven't seen Breaking Bad, you have the Gene storyline where the show's telling you this is the ending, right? The Gene is Jimmy and is going to be miserable as fuck and somehow end up in black and white. And this is Gus's gun, and we're going to put it here, and boom, there you go. That's the fucking scene. I don't know if you can see it in this shot, but like, it's just here, and the tension now is like how we're going to go to this specific objective, right? Like, the end of the show and both the gun. It's just like, oh, I'm getting close. And that's the tension there, right? And I think that's just fucking brilliant. And what a beautiful way to, like, conclude that storyline with burying both Howard and Lalo in the same fucking place, you know? It's just the story, really symbolizing how the stories, like, really came together in this awful, cruel way. And it's fucking Jim and Kimmy's fault. So I liked this episode. It was pretty good. But it's the next one after that that is not as action-packed or filled with like just crazy deaths or whatever. Well, I think someone technically died, but it's just this episode, fun and games, is the emotional aftermath of these events. And at the end, I think this is the end of Better Call Saul. So, turns out that despite our characters winning, in this case, winning is just surviving, no one is doing well. Everyone has their own problems. They're all just filled with guilt and remorse and all kinds of fucking issues. Jimmy is probably the one that's not really filled with that much guilt. He is, but not as much as everyone else. He's the one that's immediately starting about like, let the healing begin. Let's fucking, one day we're gonna wake up and we're not gonna remember this, and it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be this, it's gonna be that. But that's not so easy. A lot of these characters are not gonna agree with that mindset. The way Fun Game starts is you start with this beautiful montage. Oh, so beautiful, and this is why I love this fucking show. It's basically a fucking video clip for this fucking song, which is a cover of Perfect Day. I love this fucking song. I've been repeating this fucking sequence over and over again. It's just so good. It's just both Jimmy and Kim and Mike going about their day, and Jimmy and Kim specifically are just doing their job, pretending that the most traumatic shit didn't happen in their living room, while Mike is cleaning Howard's blood and the bullets and all this kind of shit. And also they get a little fucking new fridge. So that's kind of cool. Thanks, Gus. It is a perfect day, superficially, right? On the surface. Inside, they're all dying. So, let's go with Gus, I guess. So Gus has a scene where he's going to Don Eladio and all these guys, and they're all talking in Spanish and shit. And one of the things I want to talk about is how they mention how Gus has a lot of hatred in his eyes, right? El odio. So that is relevant because I think it's the next scene where you have Gus and Mike talking about what they're going to do now that they've wrapped up this bullshit with Lalo. Gus is immediately like, all right, let's fucking go. Let's build that lab. Let's get a new team. Let's fucking go. And at the end of that scene, you have Gus and Mike staring at each other for like half a second. It's a little awkward. And the first time I'm watching, I'm like, what is that? I think that is related to the el odio, the hatred in the eyes, right? I think, at least at this point in time, Mike is just hates Gus. Mike is just utterly disgusted by these events. Both last episode and this episode, you have him messing with the bodies and the blood and burning the evidence and all this shit, and he just has this fucking disgusted look in his face. Honestly, like, he's always making his face, but but the camera's like really focusing on it, because I think it's a big deal here, and I think that's what they're going for, right? Because the next scene after that, he's talking with Nacho's dad. And Nacho was someone that Mike clearly liked and was probably seeing his own son in him. And he has some bad news for Papa Varga. I'm sorry, your son is fucking dead. But don't worry, we're gonna make sure he gets his justice. And Papa Varga's like, justice? What the fuck are you talking about? I lost my boy. Mirroring I broke my boy, that line that Mike said in season 1. What are you talking about is not justice, it's fucking revenge. And revenge is one thing that leads to another, it never fucking ends, which is basically sangre por sangre. You're gonna drag more people into this, so shut the fuck up. You are just like all these fucking cartel motherfuckers, all these gangsters, like you're just the same. He's coming there because Mike feels guilty, and he has this moral code, okay? But this moral code doesn't mean jack fucking shit. It's not stopping people from dying, okay? It's not doing anything. This moral code just makes him look like a fucking hypocrite, but because he's still working for Gus, he's still enabling Gus to do what he's doing. This fucking lab has gotten like 4 people killed, if you count Lalo, I guess. 3 innocent people at least. Werner Ziegler, Howard, and Fred. This receptionist in fucking Travel Wire. And also there was like a German guy as well. One of the German guys I'm assuming he fucking died because Lalo just cut that guy's leg, so that was fucked up. But yeah, just so much innocent blood. Mike has this moral code. He thinks he's just better than everyone else, because he doesn't have the actual balls to like fully commit to this. But I think after this scene, he does. He's not really doubting anything anymore. He tried to make things right with Papa Varga. Papa Varga just throws that in his face. Like, you can't make things right. And I think that's the lesson that Mike takes to Jesse in El Camino. Mike is someone that started this story with revenge, with how he killed those cops that killed his son. And I guess he was seeing himself in Papa Varga. But that guy continues to be an upstanding person and is not like biting into that. He's not gonna give into those feelings of revenge. So, talking about vengeance, right? You have then Gus, who is obsessed with vengeance, and his vengeance has not really concluded. But right now, he momentarily feels like he can relax. So what I feel like is the first time ever you see human side of Gus, which is fucking weird. It's fucking uncomfortable, bro. But he's sitting down, he's drinking some fine wine, and looking at a fine piece of ass. Like, there's this fucking guy he's talking, and it really looks like he's gonna fuck, but then he doesn't. The moment this guy, like, leaves to go grab some bottle or whatever, doesn't matter. What matters is that the camera is, like, just slowly closing in on his fucking face, and you see him, like, Reality just sets in on him. That despite winning, he just can't let himself enjoy anything. This guy could be a distraction, a weakness, a way for the Salamancas to attack him. It's just too much trouble. But also, like Jimmy was talking about, letting people go, letting things go. Like, Gus can't let Max go. I think that Max, the boyfriend that the Salamancas killed, like, he's still driven by that guy's death, and he wants that revenge. Maybe there's another part of him that just doesn't allow himself to love other people, but I think it's just mostly the fact that he's just committed on this revenge path, that he just can't allow himself to have weaknesses. You have these small moments of him just opening the fucking curtains and just like sighing and drinking his wine, but that's it. He will never be happy. He can't allow himself to even have the smallest moments. Maybe a prostitute, maybe, but yeah, it looks like he really enjoyed this guy. They were having this long ass conversation. Gus was really eating this shit up, talking about how you bought this bottle because this other guy really talked him up about it. So you like this guy, but he just can't be happy. And the revenge is not even fucking done, bro. I can tell you that when all Salamancas are dead, Gus would probably be miserable. Not that we'll know, because a certain bald guy had some different ideas about where Gus should end up, right? Right. So, now let's go to the big event, which is Kim. Okay, so Kim was not showing remorse when they destroyed Howard's life before he died. They were having sex and shit. Like, she was having a great time. But that doesn't mean that she doesn't care. When Chuck had this old chicanery episode, after that, the aftermath of the Chuck events, she felt awful. And she was like, oh, all we did was bully this fucking old man. She felt like she bullied that fucking guy into doing that rant, which was humiliating for him. And then he fucking killed himself. Now, Howard killed himself. He didn't. But now she's feeling the guilt. Because it is because of them. It's not even just because of them. Because later on, she reveals that things could have played out a little differently. If she canceled the Howard Con or postponed it, Lalo could have shown up, but Howard could still be alive. But that's not what happened because she was having too much fun. But I'm having too much fun talking. I'm getting a little ahead of myself. I'm going to talk about, before all of that, the scene with Howard's wife, Cheryl, I think, where Kimmy just really just grabbed the knife and just fucking stabbed that bitch.
Howard was not on drugs. That simply is not true.
Just shut the fuck up. Your marriage was fucking failing, you fucking bitch. What do you want? This is not... Oh, Kim! Kill her! Kill this bitch! Murder this bitch right now! Spit this shit out! You didn't drink the best coffee!
I'll admit I was not the most kind to this woman. I was like, fuck you, fuck this bitch! Because she was mean to Howard. I'm a Howard stan, honestly. I don't know what's going on, but all the fucking lawyers in this show are all cool guys. I like Cliff, I like Rich, but Howard is amazing. I fucking love the Instagram photos that they just used. So Howard invented the selfie, apparently. But yeah, Howard's marriage was apparently not going well, and we're really not gonna know what the fuck was gonna happen. But Howard made sure to mention that in his last episode, and Kim used that to fucking destroy that bitch Cheryl. It was pretty bad. She basically just said that it was her fault that she was not noticing that her husband was like doing drugs. The drugs that never happened, but that's the narrative that they're running. Jimmy tried to pull the Chuck card, which is a card that he loves to use. Every time he's talking about Chuck and Howard, how he's feeling jealous, I think that's just a convenient thing. I don't think Jimmy feels any of that. He didn't care about Chuck, and he doesn't seem like he really cares that much about Howard. He's like a little distraught, but I feel like it's more PTSD than like really like feeling remorse. You know what I mean? He puts all the blame on Lalo, and it's never on him. To be fair, he was giving him the options to postpone, but Kim was not having that because she was having too much fun. So Kim, first of all, she fucking stopped being a lawyer, which was already fucking like insane. Just what? Whoa, bro. But the shocker next is that she's leaving, and she says that both of them are poison. When they're together, they're the fucking worst. And it's like, yeah. They were like appealing to each other's like really dark tendencies. I guess in a way, like Kim is like kind of like Marco, from the first season. To be fair, Kim didn't die, Howard did. It was the best time they had, I guess they really felt alive, she liked it. Is she right about them being poisoned? I think that's right, but I feel like at the same time, Jimmy's gonna find someone that's a little worse. He's gonna do even more damage. But yeah, like, that scene in general, it's like so fucking nightmarish. Like the way Jimmy is just like, oh, I love you. It's like the first time they say that in both in the show, and I swear to God, looking at these characters, I feel like that's the first time, like, in general, it's him trying like one last resort. Like it's his trump card. Like, I'm laying everything here. I love you. You know, I wouldn't say this usually, and she says I love you too. And so what? It doesn't matter. So many people are fucking dying because of us. It's just we're causing too much damage, too much pain. And it didn't have to be that way, but she gave in to her tendencies, and this is where we are. She chose the bad choice road, right? And she fucking leaves. And after that, we do a hard cuts into the current Saul Goodman house, the house that we saw in the first episode. And just that transition between one scene to another. The last scene with Kim is the last scene of Better Call Saul. We are now in Breaking Bad. We are now in Saul Goodman. Kim was a person that really validated Jimmy and loved him and supported him. After that, Jimmy McGill had no one. And all that he had was the Saul Goodman character, which he now has to really just lay into that. So Saul Goodman now, he was clearly a representation. We all saw that when we first started watching the show. But now, with the reality that she left, Saul Goodman is not just a representation. It's all that there's left. Because Jimmy is fucking dead. Jimmy's the character that died in this episode. There's nobody left for him. I forgot to mention HHM is fucking ending as well. Okay? So there's just nothing. Everything about this show that was original, that wasn't in Breaking Bad, is all fucking gone. I'm assuming we're not going to see the college kids that Jimmy used to help film stuff, or Daniel Price, which is sad. But yeah, like, we just transition into Breaking Bad stuff when we have that fucking mansion, which is the most ridiculous fucking thing ever. We're seeing Saul's ass, which, you know, thanks, I guess. We're seeing how he's getting balder, which was relatable. But more importantly, we're seeing how he has a hooker, and the way it's like played out, and there's like these fucking cereal bars or thing. There's like food at the table. The way it was set up, it looked like he was like so fucking used to that. Hookers are just like a thing every fucking night that he does. And more importantly than even that, it's just he wakes up and immediately puts that shit on his ears. Like, he's just drowning himself in like all these distractions because there's no time for Jimmy McGill, because there's probably nothing there. And if he gives time to that, it's probably just too painful. So now when we see Breaking Bad, we're seeing someone that's already miserable. We thought Gene was the worst state that he could be, and it is. He's miserable, but he was already miserable even before being Gene. Okay, he lost the love of his life. Well, he supposedly had a wife before this. It's insane, because this is something that we wanted to see the whole time, how he becomes really Saul Goodman. And now we're gonna have Walter and Jesse probably in the first episode, because we're really in the Breaking Bad timeline. It's just that this transition is like really heartbreaking. And to be fair, I never really imagined that Kim was gonna die. The more other characters died, the less likely I was thinking that Kim was gonna die. You know, it's just ridiculous when everyone's fucking dying. Like, eventually one of them has to fucking survive, so she's not dead. And I think it's not the last we're gonna see of her, because yes, this is the end of Better Call Saul, but it's not the end of this show. We just transition into the next step, which is Breaking Bad and eventually Gene. And I think she's probably going to show up in the Gene stuff. I don't know how. I don't know if she's involved with the taxi guy. It's just too interesting to not see her reaction to what Saul Goodman ultimately becomes. But yeah, like, it's just amazing. This is the best prequel ever. I have a hard time like coming up with other prequels that are on this level. They're doing a fucking Game of Thrones fucking prequel, and it's just like, I fucking don't even like the main show. I hated how it ended. Do you think I'm gonna watch a fucking prequel, bro? Fuck off. I can't. I will not. Maybe it's fucking good. I just highly doubt it. To be fair, I doubted the show as well. I doubted the show was gonna be as good as it is. It's fucking good. I still like Breaking Bad better. I like the characters are just so lovable in that show. This show has a lot of good characters too, but just, you know, I don't know, like, great shows. Who cares? I'm happy with both of them. If you're watching up until this point, this video is probably super long. How many other prequels do you know that you like? They're not trash, they're not pointless, they're actually really useful, because this show is such a smart prequel. The way it uses all the information that we know to its advantage. You know, it's a tragedy. This show is a tragedy. That's how it plays out. And it's fucking genius. It's fucking genius. I forgot to mention this, but I think we're done with Gus and Mike. I think those scenes with them are like the last scenes of those characters. Like, they can't change that much because like they are who they are in Breaking Bad. So what they had was like a reaffirmation of what They are. Mike, you know, had that shit thrown in his face, so he's now mostly unapologetic in Breaking Bad about who he is. And Gus is just doing his best to make that revenge, underestimating Walter White, which ultimately is his downfall. As for the rest of these episodes, what the fuck is gonna happen? Well, 4 episodes left, right? I think it's 4. So if it is 4, I think the next episode is gonna be Breaking Bad stuff. We're gonna see Walter and Jesse. I have a hard time seeing how that storyline in Breaking Bad can take like more than 1 episode. Maybe it can. Maybe we're gonna see the taxi guy, because he was supposedly living in Albuquerque. We're gonna maybe get some backstory of that guy there. But I think overall we're gonna enter into the taxi arc in the Gene story timeline, right? I just think we're gonna enter in a weird like chain of memories of Breaking Bad. You know what I mean? Like the next episode is gonna be like a little bit before Breaking Bad, but during Breaking Bad, we're gonna see the behind the scenes of Breaking Bad. They really held off on using those characters for like pointless cameos. They had a purpose, and this is the episode where there's purpose. So I think it's gonna be good. This is just such a good show, and it's just, you know, like people should watch it, you know. If you're watching this video up until this point, we watched the show probably, you know, so you know what I mean. I don't feel too bad about not following the show when it started, you know. I actually feel glad the way I did. I binge watched most of the show, and then when I reached the final season, I slowed down. Every week a new episode. I think I like this better. I think this season is elevating the show to me. I like what came before, don't get me wrong. It's just that like this season has just bangers and bangers. The fact that there's 4 more episodes after this that really just concluded almost everything, you know, it's just damn. So I'm a happy camper. That's it. So guys, yeah, thank you for watching this video. I'm sorry if it's too fucking long, and I'm sorry if I'm looking like shit. I'm just sweating a lot, and just the summer is fucking killing me. I don't know if you know about the how bad Europe is with summer and the heat and the fires. It's been pretty bad. Let's just say that, right? But yeah. I'm gonna rest right now. Hopefully you have a nice day, evening, or whatever. Click the like button and leave a comment or something. I don't know. I'm just saying the random YouTuber shit, right? That's it. Good show. Go watch it if you haven't, and you're somehow watching this video, which is probably nobody. But yeah, just end the video there. So goodbye.